My dear students of class 7th and 8th, it is great to know that you have arranged an online science exhibition, that too during the difficult time when we are ending with the pandemic almost. Arranging a science fair, every school looks forward, but unfortunately we could not do it in the last 2 years. But at least in this form, definitely it will have its own place and value among your peer groups. We have seen that during the school time, we all learn new things. And this is the right place for developing our scientific temperament, inquiry, and also the commitment for discovery as well as invention. We say that necessity is the mother of invention. So when the scientific thought gets seeded in the mind, and when you start thinking about it, definitely with a scientific curiosity, the new things will come up and you will tend to become a good scientist. FAIPS-DPS is organizing various programs with corporate Gurukul Singapore, like GRIP program. Many of our students have participated last year. Now we are again organizing programs for same level with machine learning and deep learning internship. Basically now we are doing it with Hewlett and Packard education. Also in Kuwait itself we have various competitions. One of them is the Shastra Pratibha contest organized by Science International Forum. Many of our students participate in that. So I'm sure this online exhibition definitely will motivate many other students also to think scientifically and find out and donate something for the humankind as a science student. So thank you very much, children, for organizing such a program. Also, dear parents, your support is very important in this aspect. As such, they are not coming to school because of the pandemic. Your support at home definitely added on to the completion and the perfection of the scientific projects what they have designed. So wholehearted thanks to you as well. Congratulations once again to all our students who participated in this program. Thank you very much and have a good day.
Science is one of the most important channels of knowledge. It generates solutions for everyday life and helps us to answer the great mysteries of the universe. It has a specific role as well as a variety of functions for the benefit of our society, like creating new knowledge, improving education, and increasing the quality of life. It's almost impossible to overstate how many aspects of modern life are impacted by scientific knowledge. Science allows students to explore the world and discover new things. It's an interesting subject containing a lot of activities and experiments. These activities provide children with opportunities to develop and practice different skills and attributes. Dr. Radha Krishnan has rightly said, a life of joy and happiness is possible only on the basis of knowledge and science.
I'm going to demonstrate on my science project on how a hydraulic works. A hydraulic lift is a device used for lifting objects created by pressure on the liquid. The principle of a hydraulic lift is based on Pascal's law for force or motion. It states that pressure change on a liquid is passed equally throughout the liquid in all directions. In everyday life, we use hydraulic lifts in gasoline pumps, cars, dishwashers, airplanes and many more. So with this hydraulic lift which I made, I am going to show you how it works.
Good evening everyone. Today I am going to make a science project with materials that you have in your home. So the things we need is bottle, few balloons, cutter, scissors, few straw and hot glue. So let's begin by cutting the straw into 3 equal lengths. Then we have to apply hot glue and turn it into a Y shape. After applying hot glue, it will look like this. Take the balloon and cut it at this position. This will act as the lungs. Take the balloon and stick it at the Y position with a hot glue or a sellotape. Take a bottle and cut a bottle at this position using a cutter. Then after that, make a hole in the middle of the cap of the bottle with the heated screwdriver. Insert the straw in the bottle and it will look like this. Take a balloon and cut it at this position. This will act as the diaphragm. Attach the balloon at the end of the bottle. It will look like this. Now we have come to the end of the science project. Have a look at the lungs model.
Alright guys, now let's start sticking all this in this foam. So I'm starting with the green part. So I will be sticking here the house, solar panel over here, like this. Now let's stick the trees. Okay, here I'm going to stick like this over here. Okay, we will start with the agriculture right now over here. So first we will be doing the boundaries and sticking these pump controller and the pump. So for the boundary I'm using this pink straw. So we'll be sticking it like this over here first. We will start doing the pipe. For that here I'm using blue color straws. So we'll be sticking it over here like this. We'll be putting these like this one. So the soil is ready. Now we are going to stick the plants. So for that here I have 3 plants: yellow flower, white flower and green grass. So we are connecting only one wire from pump controller to the pump. Now we are going to connect the pump controller to the solar panel. Drip irrigation title stand is ready. So we will be sticking it over here, just behind the solar panel. So now we are going to stick the names. So we have seen how to make a solar drip irrigation model. In a solar powered drip irrigation system, electricity is generated by solar panels and used to operate pumps for the abstraction, lifting and distribution of irrigation water. The major components of solar drip irrigation are solar panel, pump, pump controller and drip pipes. The operating principle of this system is simple. A solar generator could provide electricity for an electric motor pump, which derives water directly into irrigation. Advantages of solar drip irrigation. It is a pressurized drip irrigation method which uses a pump to provide the required system pressure. The use of solar powered drip irrigation system reduces the energy and water consumption in the agriculture sector as well as increases the yield and enhances the environment. This system is simple and low tech, and so there are less things to go wrong. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Brinda Ajay from class 7C. Today I'm going to demonstrate my science project, the working model of a mini portable vacuum cleaner. The materials used are a plastic soft drink bottle, a disposable plastic container with lid, a switch, a DC motor, a fan blade and also a 9-volt battery. To make this mini vacuum cleaner, first cut the top portion of the plastic bottle and fix it in the lid of the plastic container. I put some small holes on the lid so that it acts as a filter. On the base of the container, attach a fan blade in exhaust position to the DC motor and also connect it with the battery for power supply. I also put some holes on the bottom of the container so that the filtered air can go out. Now I'm going to show how it works. For demo, I'm using some thermocol balls as the dust particles. When I switch it on, the motor inside the container starts spinning and thus the fan. When I keep the dust particles in front of the vacuum cleaner, it goes inside due to the suction of the fan. I use a switch to regulate the power supply. This is how I made my project. Thank you.
So let's get started with the first experiment, that is orange floating in water. So for that you will need 2 bowls filled with water, 2 oranges, 1 peeled and 1 unpeeled. So first drop the peeled orange to the first bowl and next drop the unpeeled orange to the second bowl. You can observe that the peeled orange sinks in the water whereas the unpeeled orange floats in the water. This is because the unpeeled orange is filled with tiny air spaces and has less density, whereas the peeled orange has more density. So that's it for the first experiment and I hope you like it. Now it's time for the second experiment, which is called atmospheric pressure. All you need is a cardboard piece and a glass of water. So it is first you need to put the cardboard piece on top of the glass and then flip it over. So as you can see, the air pressure excreted on the card underneath is greater than the weight of the water. This is why the card manages to hold the water without letting it spill out. This is the second experiment and I hope you like it.
Hello everyone, my name is Tanay and I study in class 7D. Today I am going to show you my water dispenser. The water dispenser works on the basis of air. If we loosen the cap, then the air will go inside and the water will come in the glass. If we close the cap, then the water will stop coming in the glass. I will show you. As you can see, the water has come to the glass. This is the principle of the water dispenser. Thank you.
a physics project. It's nothing else, it's a very quality vacuum cleaner which I have created at home. So here I have used a policy known as best out of place. I hope you know. So this is my project. Here I have added a removable feature like this. You know why? Because there are 3 reasons for this. So one is to explain you clearly in the inside things inside, and the other 2 things are nothing else for space management, because we can't put a large thing somewhere and place it there, and when the dust gets filled up then we can just put it down. and the dust will be removed from the can. And here you see, as I told, best out of waste. This is a cotton earbuds box, and this is nothing else, a empty juice can. Here I have a 9-volt battery, plus I have an electric switch. The wire connections are placed inside. Look, this is the fan. These are the fan blades. Look, inside there is a DC motor placed, but you can't see it. Actually, this was transparent, but I added spray paint, white spray paint, because it has a very different kind of smell, and it's also a good smell. It's like a very good aroma. So it just removes all the dust, bad smells and all, which gives us a release smell, aroma. So for that I had a white spray paint, and now I'll click the electric switch. Look, it's spinning so fast, even for my hands are paining. Now next close. Yeah, this is my project, and you see why I have placed only the top part removable, because the fan should be easy to be run. So here you see, this is a pipe. I have added this so big. You know why? Because the more larger, the more vacuum power increases. I could have given this like this a little more big, but if the more thin it becomes, then also the more vacuum power increases. I thank to the Science Exhibition because they gave me such a big opportunity to explain my talents. And until then, now goodbye. See you soon.
This is Ayushi from class 7E. Today I am going to show the science experiment of underwater color plants. Material required are 2 containers, water of room temperature, cooking oil, food colors of your own choice, straw and spoon. Method: first container is filled with water, second container is filled with oil. In the second container, put some drops of food colors, one by one with the help of a straw. Then mix it properly with the help of a spoon. Now we will pour the mixture into the first container. We can observe that the oil is floating at the top of the water and colors are released down into the water slowly. It is a fun activity for children. Thank you.
Hello friends, today I'm going to talk about how to make an electromagnet. What is an electromagnet? An electromagnet is a device that acts like a magnet when electric current passes through it. It loses its magnetic properties when current is switched off. Electromagnets have a wide range of uses in various devices, such as cranes used to pick up cars in scrapyards. They are also used in electric bells and electric motors. This is how to make one. These are the things I need. Now take an iron rod coiled with copper wire. Attach a battery to it by tape.
the iron rod will gain magnetic properties. But when the electric supply is disconnected, it will lose its magnetic properties. The strength of the magnet depends on the number of times the copper wire is coiled around the rod and the strength of the battery.
Hello everybody, my name is Arman Hassan. I'm from FAIPS-DPS Science. Today I'm going to show you the experiment of heating effect of magnetic material. As you can see over here, I'm using a magnet and a magnetic material like iron that is connected from these two poles to some batteries that can afford power to it. And this is the experiment for the heating effect of magnetic material. Now here is the project. Over here, as you can see, the magnet is now attracted to the magnetic material because it's magnetic effect. Now, if I give power to this will heat up and lose its magnetic effect. As you will be able to see right now, the power is coming on. As you can see, the magnet is not attracted to the magnetic effect. And also, the magnetic effect is red hot. That means that the power is going through it and making it pretty hot. And now if I turn off the power, it's slowly cooling down, and about 2 seconds it's going to get attracted to it, as you can see. So that is the interesting experiment on the magnetic effect of the magnetic materials. I hope you like this project and thank you for watching.
I'm good. What about you?
I'm good too. Wow, this model of the solar system looks so beautiful.
Thank you. I made the sun and the planets using modeling clay. Did you know the solar system is approximately 4.6 billion years old? The term solar system first appeared in English in 1704. The solar system lies in the galaxy called the Milky Way.
That is impressive. I have heard that Uranus was the first planet to be discovered telescopically by William Herschel in 1781.
Right, and the Sun is the largest object in our solar system and is also the center of the solar system. It is a ball of hot, boiling gases and is approximately 149.6 million kilometers away from our planet Earth.
Our Earth, it is the only planet in the solar system where life exists. Earth is the only astronomical object known to have liquid water bodies on its surface.
That's correct. And Jupiter is the largest planet in our solar system and has a maximum number of moons, which is around 63 moons. It is a gas giant with mass of more than 2.5 times that of all the other planets in the solar system combined, but slightly less than 1,000 mass of the Sun.
Our solar system is so interesting and mysterious, right?
Right. We had so much fun making this project. It was a wonderful experience making this model. I got to learn so many things and gain more knowledge.
Yeah, and these types of projects are a fun and easy way to learn things. It is a unique and innovative way of learning difficult points.
Thank you.
morning, ma'am, or good evening, or good afternoon. So, ma'am, today I am going to show a model of the layers of the soil. So, this is the model, this layers of the soil. So, this is the tree's root, which extends up to the bedrock. And there are 4 layers of the soil, and I'm going to say a short note about all these layers. So the first layer is called the topsoil, and it is also called as A horizon. The second is subsoil. It is also called as B horizon, and the third is C horizon. The last layer is called the R horizon. It is also called as bedrock or parent rock. So I'm going to say a note about it. So the root extends up to the bedrock, and the first layer of it is called the subsoil. Subsoil includes soil and humus, also called as O horizon. Humus is a remain of dead and decaying plants and animals. And the next is subsoil. Subsoil or B horizon is have minerals present in it. These minerals help the tree to grow and have plants. And in C horizon has weathered pieces of rocks or the parent rock. The parent rock breaks into small pieces, which is present in C horizon. This is through weathering. And the last is called R horizon, the bedrock or parent rock. This parent rock is a large piece of rock which is broken down into pieces and forms all the layers of the soil. So this happens due to weathering. Weathering can be caused due to wind, frost, rain, all of it, etc. So this is my model of the layers of the soil.
Today I am going to be demonstrating friction through this working model. Now what is friction? Friction is the force that opposes motion. This is demonstrated by my project. This is the ball which is taken as an object. When I roll it through paper surface which has less friction, it reaches till the end. But on the other hand, when I roll the ball through sand surface where there is more friction, it stops in between. This demonstrates that sand surface has more friction than paper surface. Thank you.
Today, I am going to explain about rainwater harvesting with the help of a working model. So, what is rainwater harvesting? Rainwater harvesting is a collection and storage of rainwater rather than allowing it to mix off with the drainage of the sea.
Rainwater is captured in the roof-like structure and then is sent to the filtration tank. In the filtration tank, high and better impurities settle down and the water stays up. Then the water is filtered and sent to the well. In the well, it is stored and it is held to seep deep into the ground. The rainwater harvesting is one of the simplest and the oldest method of conserving water. The harvested rainwater is used for agricultural purposes, domestic usages, and also watering gardens. Sometimes the harvested rainwater is used for long-term storage or groundwater recharge. What are the advantages of rainwater harvesting? There are many advantages of rainwater harvesting. Some of them include low cost. The second one is it reduces the money bill as well as decreases the amount of demand for the water. It increases the quality and quantity of groundwater. It also helps to conserve water as well as energy. How does the rainwater harvesting system work? The rainwater harvesting system works like the water is captured in the roof and it is sent to the filtration tank for filtering before consumption. Then the water is sent to the places where demand or also for it is pumped into the internal storage tank. So now I am going to explain with the help of my working model. So when rain comes, you can see the rain coming. The water is captured in the roof. So when the water coming, so you can see the water collected in the roof. From roof, it goes to the filtration tank where higher particles settle down and the clean water is pumped into the well. So this is the rainwater harvesting. I hope you understood what is rainwater harvesting, its uses and advantages. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Ashwath Dheeraj. I am studying in 7J and today I have made a project for my science exhibition. The topic I choose is wind energy to produce electricity. So this is the project I have made. I have made a house made of cardboard and a street pole using straws. I've made a windmill and the fan of the windmill is made of plastic and it is connected to a DC motor. The DC motor is then connected to the bulbs inside the house and the street pole using wires. Now I will be showing you how it works. So how it works is when the pressure of wind rotates the fan, it generates electricity and thus the lights inside the house and the street pole starts blinking. I'm using a hair dryer as a source of wind energy to rotate the fan. The bulbs start glowing, thus using wind energy to produce electricity.
7J, and today I am going to present my project which I have done for the Science Exhibition for Physics. The project I have done is a vacuum cleaner. The things that I have used to make my project is a plastic bottle, a pipe, thermocol for the handle, and for the circuit I have used a 3.7 volt battery for the source, a 3.7 volt motor with a propeller attached to it, a switch, and connected it all with wires to complete the circuit, and I have also used a filter. The principle on which my project works is that materials flow from one location to another when there is a pressure difference between the two locations. When the switch is turned on, the fan starts rotating, and at the moment the fan starts rotating, there is a suction created in front of the vacuum cleaner. This causes the vacuum cleaner to suck all the air in front of it along with the dust particles. When the switch is turned off, the filter filters all the clean air from it and it escapes through the back side, leaving all the dirt inside the vacuum cleaner. I hope you liked my project. Thanks to the teacher who motivated me to do this project. Thank you.
From class 7J, and this is my project for the science exhibition. So as you can see over here, I have basically made a maglev train which works on the repulsion of magnets. So as you can see, this is my maglev train which I have made from the top of a toy car, and I have also stuck two magnets underneath it. So these magnets are facing north side, and as you can see, I have also stuck magnets on my track, and even they are facing north side upwards. So when I will put the train close to the track, it will not attract. It will hover from the track. As you can see over here, it is hovering. And also I have added these popsicle sticks, so the train has a track on which it will smoothly flow. Because if there are no tracks, it is gonna fall off as it has no direction where it has to go. So as you can see over here, this is how my train works. Thank you.
I am from class 7J. Today I am going to explain you the working of an earthquake alarm. The components needed are a cardboard, 9-volt battery, battery connector, a switch, a buzzer, a nut and copper wire. The 9-volt battery acts as a source of current. I have connected the battery connector so that in one circuit the red wire gives flow to the switch, the buzzer and the nut. In another circuit, the black wire gives the current to the safety pin. The principle on which the earthquake alarm works is the principle of vibration. So when I on the switch and when a vibration is occurred, the buzzer detects the vibration and hence makes sound. Thank you.
Dear all, I'm Shubham Kumar Mathur, student of class 7J. I'm going to present before you one of my most interesting topics in physics. Yes, it is about an electric circuit. Well, an electric circuit is the unbroken or the closed loop or the path through which an electric current flows. What causes an electric current or electricity to flow? Let me demonstrate it through a simple working model here. I've just made a circuit using an electric energy as energy source as a dry cell battery, electrical wires connected through its positive terminal and its negative terminal for the conductance of electric current, and an electric bulb in the path that glows when the current flows in the closed circuit. This unbroken path is provided with an on-off switch to stop the current flow, thus making it an open or a closed circuit. Now, let me demonstrate it to you. When I switch it on, now it is a closed circuit as the bulb glows. And now when I switch it off, it breaks the circuit and automatically it becomes an open circuit. The open and closed diagrams are shown here. This is the way an electric circuit functions. Thank you for the opportunity given.
anatomy. So
Before I open up the eye and we look inside, let me tell you the parts that are on the outside. This, the transparent layer, is called the cornea. This here is the optic nerve. Now let's look inside. These are the two halves that I have made. These are known as the retinal blood vessels. So let's start with this part. This is known as the pupil. This is called the iris. The outermost and first layer, that is this white layer, is known as cornea. The second layer, the pinkish one, is known as the clitoral body muscle. The third layer, the peach kind one, is called the retina. The innermost layer is known as the macula. This space here, the innermost part, is known as the vitreous body. So these were some basics about the human eye. Thank you.
Good morning everyone. My name is from 7L, and in this video I'll be showing you how an electromagnet works. The things required are a copper wire, an iron nail, a cell, a switch and conducting wires, and some small iron objects. When you turn on the switch, the nail attracts to the small iron object, and when you turn off the switch, the iron objects fall off. Conclusion: when the electric current flows through the iron object, it creates a magnetic field, and hence the small iron object attract to the iron nail.
Science experiments promote discovery and learning. Discovering new ideas is an integral part of learning science and may contribute to social development. The scientific way of thinking is essential for making new discoveries which are unknown to the humankind until now. Study of science inculcates love for science from a very young age. This may inspire the youth to pursue science with passion. Science experiments play a very crucial role in the ongoing intellectual development of children and may develop interest in being scientists and engineers. Through experiments, we children learn how to apply the acquired knowledge, scientific concepts, theories, principles and laws of nature. Also, we students are given the freedom to engage in new explorations, experimentations and explanations. The best platform to demonstrate experiments is exhibitions, where students can be motivated towards science, project ideas and concepts can be shared with friends, teachers, parents and people who visit. Through this, our presentation skills can be developed.
Hi, I'm Atul Sandeep. And my name is Alvin Roy John. And today, we'll be showing how water can be separated into hydrogen and oxygen using electrolysis. Electrolysis is a process by which a substance is broken down into simpler substances by passing electric current through it. For this experiment, we need a 9-volt battery, 2 pencils which will act as the electrodes, 2 crocodile clips, tape, 3 rubber bands which I have already put around the container, baking soda, 2 test tubes, water and a plastic container. So for the project, we'll be connecting the electrodes to the wires. And after connecting them, we will tape the wires to the container so that they stay tight. Then we shall be connecting the wires to the battery. After putting the battery in position, we will be mixing the baking soda with water and then pouring that solution into the container. Now, we shall be filling the test tubes with the solution. We can see that bubbles are coming out of the solution. This shows that water is getting separated into hydrogen and oxygen.
The green electrode is the anode, and in the positive electrode, oxygen is collected. The yellow electrode is the cathode, and at the negative electrode, hydrogen is collected. When fire is lit in the presence of hydrogen, a pop sound is released. Let us see if this is true. When a lit agarbatti stops burning in the presence of oxygen, it reignites, as oxygen supports combustion and increases the rate of combustion. Let us see if this is true. The green electrode, which was the anode, rusted due to the formation of iron oxide. This was the electrode of oxygen. Whereas in the yellow electrode, which was the cathode, there was no rust formed as there was no oxygen.
Now with this project, we can conclude that water can be separated into two gases, hydrogen and oxygen, using a process called electrolysis.
Centripetal force. Centripetal force is a net force that acts on a moving object in a circular path. Now come on, let's see the experiment. Thank you.
And this is my friend Aryan Narayan. We are from class 8C. my friend will explain the circuit of the Tesla tower.
So now this is a model of Tesla tower we have prepared to better understand it. So here we have a 9-volt cell, 9-volt battery, which is connected to a switch. The switch is not necessary but is used as for more control over the circuit. Now this is connected to the base part which is connected to the resistor. The resistor is for stopping overflow of the electricity. This is a 27K resistor, and this is also connected to this secondary coil and primary coil. So we have a transistor here, and this is a NPN transistor, type 2N quadruple to A transistor. So then we have the secondary primary coil. This coil is made up of 0.3 millimeter diameter insulated copper, and this is made up of 1 millimeter insulated copper. So my friend here will explain how this model works.
The piece of transistor, the NPN transistor amplifies the current passing by the cell, and it converts it into magnetic fields for the Tesla tower. The Tesla tower creates a magnetic field, and if any electrical appliance or bulb comes close to the magnetic field, then it will start to glow because of the flow of the electric current. Now this is the cap of the this acts as the cap of the tower to end the flow of current, and this is the primary coil and this is the secondary coil.
Thank you.
Thank you.
we're going to do is observe table salt crystals under microscope. So things we need are measuring cup, water, salt, slide, and a microscope. To prepare the solution, pour 10 ml of water and a pinch of salt. Now draw 2 or 3 drops of the solution with the pipette and pour them into a slide. Now allow the solution to dry. Now after drying, observe it under the microscope without using the cover slip. Now the second experiment is milk changes with vinegar. The things we need are a plastic lid or plate, milk, vinegar, and a pipette. Now pour the milk into the plastic lid, or you can take a plastic plate. Now with the help of pipette, pour drops of vinegar. Now we can observe after a while a dense substance curd settles on the bottom, while a watery substance A lies on the top. Third experiment we're going to do is colors that flee. So things we needed are a plastic lid or container, milk, liquid soap. And I prepared 2 color solution by diluting in water 2 different food colorants. So first take the plastic lid or container, pour some milk. With the help of pipette, pour the color solution. With the help of stirrer, wet the tip of the stirrer with the liquid soap and touch the surface of the milk in the center, and do not immerse it deeply.
Hello, today I'm going to introduce you to my handmade projector. It's very easy to make as it requires very simple materials such as cardboard, bulb, gun glue and syringe. Now, what do you mean by a projector? It's a device that is used to project rays of light with a system of lenses for projecting slides of film into a screen. Okay, now as we have understood what a projector means, let us understand how a projector works. The process is very simple. The idea behind a projector is that light rays coming from your phone passes through this bulb at a certain distance. This creates a bigger projected image on the wall. The image will be inverted, but this can be fixed by placing the phone tilted. Now, I would like to end my video by demonstrating you how the projector works. Here you go.
I'm gonna review my new Power Ranger Cheetah Blaster Ranger. I got this 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years ago. Somewhere I got it as a gift. So I still have it, but only a scratch over here, like a pen scratch. So this is the end of this video. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
source of liquid pressure. In hydraulic-based systems, mechanical movement is produced by contained pumped liquid, usually through cylinders moving pistons. Some examples for the uses of hydraulics can be seen in simple hydraulic systems such as aquifers and irrigation systems, which are used to transport and deliver water. Here, the gravity of the earth is used to pressurize liquids. However, in more complex hydraulic systems, pumps or tubes are used to pressurize liquids. Pistons are moved through a cylinder, as well as valves are used.
Good morning everybody, I'm Rehan Manchinda of class 8F and today I'll be explaining you all atmospheric pressure. Atmospheric pressure is the air pressure which is exerted by the weight of air present in the atmosphere above us. Atmospheric pressure also acts in all directions on the surface of the earth. The atmospheric pressure is maximum at the sea level. The maximum atmospheric pressure at the sea level is 100 kilopascals. Oh my god! Such an enormous amount of pressure acting on our body. It is almost the weight of 2 baby elephants. Now, you all may be asking, how we cannot feel such an enormous amount of pressure acting on our body? This is because the pressure of the blood vessels and that of the other fluid present in the body balances out the atmospheric pressure. Now, let me show you an example. This is an example of drinking straw. Now, I know some of you may not know that drinking straw is also an example of atmospheric pressure. Don't worry, that now I will explain you. When a person sucks through the straw, the pressure in the straw becomes low. The atmospheric pressure outside, which is still higher, forces the water through the straw and into the person's mouth. So that's how a drinking straw is also an example of atmospheric pressure. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I'm Ivan D'Souza of class 8F. I will be explaining the effects of atmospheric pressure. As explained by my friend Rehan, I would like to add a few more points to it. Just as water pressure is caused by the weight of water, atmospheric pressure is caused by the weight of air. We have adapted so completely to the invisible air that we sometimes forget it has weight. The reason we do not feel this weight crushing against our body is that the blood pressure inside our body equals that of the surrounding air. There is no net force for us to sense. These are the effects of atmospheric pressure. Like, as the pressure decreases, the amount of oxygen available to breathe also decreases. At very high altitudes, atmospheric pressure and available oxygen gets so low that some people become sick and even die. Mountain climbers use bottled oxygens when they ascend very high peaks. The atmospheric pressure is maximum on the surface of the earth. When we go to the high altitude, then the atmospheric pressure decreases. At high altitude, the atmospheric pressure becomes much less than our blood pressure. Since our blood is at a higher pressure than the outside pressure, therefore some of the blood vessels in our body burst and nose bleeding take place at high altitude. Thus, nose bleeding usually occurs in those people who trek to high mountains. Atmospheric pressure is measured using a barometer, and meteorologist is a person who knows about the atmospheric pressure. Thank you.
Hi guys, I'm Satya Prakash from class 8F. Today I'm going to say why atmospheric pressure is there and what's the reason. Atmospheric pressure is the pressure in which gravitational attracts the planet and the atmospheric gases above the Earth's surface. And it is the function of the mass of the planet, its radius, its diameter, and the composition of the gases and the distribution of the vertical atmosphere. Now, I'm going to say what are the causes of the atmospheric pressure. Atmospheric pressure is a force exerted on each part of the Earth's surface by the length of the air column above it. Atmospheric pressure is caused by the weight of the air column above it, depending on attitude of the Earth's surface also. At higher altitudes, the pressure will be very low. Thank you.
you
and my dear friends. I am Tanvi Shivani Suvarna from class 8G FAIPS. As you can see in the banner, the title of my project is Optimum Utilization of Resources. Let me give you a brief introduction about my project. Basin, filter, well, tank, drip irrigation, field, compost plant, manure, light for the field, solar panel, windmill, street light. Now let me brief the working model and how the resources from a surrounding can be utilized. Rainwater harvesting is the direct collection of the rainwater and recharge into the groundwater. Rainwater is collected in the roof through a basin where the water passes through the filter, where all the sediments gets collected and the pure water is redirected into the underground well. Rainwater harvesting for irrigation plays a potential role to increase the crop production. What are the advantages of drip irrigation? The advantages of drip irrigation is that the soil remains wet. There is no involvement of humans and only less amount of water is consumed. As we can see from the model, the rain harvested water in the well is being pumped to the overhead tank by using a submerged pump. Now the water is supplied for irrigation by drip irrigation and to the house for the domestic needs. Overall, water harvesting and drip irrigation has no negative impact on the environment, very cost effective and less maintenance. As we all know, solar energy is abundantly available in the nature. In this model, solar energy is harnessed by the solar photovoltaic technology. Here, the solar radiation is converted into electricity by semiconductors. Solar panel has been installed on the top of the roof facing the south direction to achieve maximum efficiency. The initial cost for the installation of the solar panel is higher with the lesser maintenance, and the disposal of the solar panel is really harmful to the environment and thus remains a concern. Wind energy is used to generate electricity. The wind turbine here helps to generate kinetic energy into mechanical power. The generator over here helps to convert mechanical power into electricity. In this model, by using wind energy, we are producing electrical energy for commercial uses. There is no harmful effect of this wind energy compared to the burning of fossil fuels. We are wasting several tons of kitchen waste from which natural manure for the plants can be formed by setting up a compost plant. It's expensive, but it's only a one-time investment. The importance of the explained resources have been well recognized by the government, by development and continuous research, and even by providing loans and subsidy. Thank you for watching.
So today I have made a model, and the topic of this model is energy conversion. So in this I have 3 topics. I will be converting solar energy to electrical energy. So this solar energy I'll convert it to electrical energy. Then I'll be converting the electric energy to a magnetic energy using the instrument electromagnet. From electric energy to magnetic energy. Then I'll be converting the mechanical energy which I'll produce by myself to the electrical energy. So mechanical energy I'll convert it to electrical energy. Okay, so let's start. So before starting our first topic, let's understand it. So here we can see this is the sun. So from this sun the solar energy travels and it falls on this solar panel. Then this solar panel converts that solar energy to the electric energy and stores it in this battery. Then from this battery electricity passes through this bulb and this bulb glows. So here what you can see in the diagram, this I have made it as a project. So this is the solar panel, battery, bulb. So during the daytime I have already charged this battery using the solar panel. So the sunlight, it falls on the solar panel, it converts it to electrical energy and stores it in the battery. So now the battery is charged. So once I turn on the switch of the battery, the bulb glows. So here I have turned on the switch and you can see the bulb is glow. So now we can see that from the solar panel I have charged the battery and we have switched on a bulb and the bulb glows. So this is our first topic. Now let's come to our second topic, converting from electrical energy to magnetic energy. So before starting, first let's understand. So here we can see there is a battery which will be, this is the battery. From this battery electricity is flowing. So once the electricity reaches here, there is a copper coil. You can see something is coiled, that is the copper wire. So the electricity passes through this wire, and once it passes, this metal nail which you can see is not a magnet. But once electricity passes through this coil, this nail acts as a magnet, and this whole system we call it as an electromagnet. So once this switch is on, electricity passes through this, it acts as a magnet, and you can see there are some metal pins, they get attracted to this electromagnet. So this, what you can see, once again I have created this. So this is our electromagnet. So this battery which I'll be using, this is our battery which you saw before. Then this is the electromagnet, and this nail you can see. So before making this, the nail looks something like this. The nail, it looks something like this, and this is the nail, and I coiled copper wire in it. So this brownish color wire you can see, that is the copper wire. So this I have copper wire. Then I have made this, and the roll of pencil is just as a handle, as we know that wood is insulator of electricity, so I have used this so I don't get the shock. So here this is my electromagnet. So I'll be connecting it to the battery and it will attract this as per the diagram. So this I can see, but for now I have not connected it. I have not connected it to the battery, and let's check if this nail attracts. You can see it doesn't attract anything. It's not attracting. But once this I'll put it in the battery, and I will turn on the battery. So I have turned on the battery and electricity is flowing through this wire into this metal nail, through this copper and this metal nail. Now this metal nail, it has been magnetized. So this is my electromagnet which has started working. Now if it has started working, it should attract some nails, some metal objects. You can see it is attracting as we expected. It is attracting. You can see it is attracting. That means this nail which was not attracting before is now acting as a magnet. It is now acting as a magnet once I connect it to the battery and electricity is flowing, and it is acting as a magnet, and this is my electromagnet converting electric energy into the magnetic energy. So this This is our second topic. Now let's come to our third and final topic, which is converting mechanical energy into electrical energy. So in this, what I will do, I've taken my old cycle and I'll be rotating this. So once I rotate this wheel rotates, and here I have taken a dynamo. So what I will do, I'll connect this dynamo like this, and I'll transfer the rotation of the wheel to the dynamo. So now this mechanical energy, it will go and it will convert into the electrical energy in this dynamo. It will flow through the wire and the bulb will glow. So let's see. I've started rotating. Once I bring it in contact, here you can see the bulb is glowing. That means electricity is produced, and that is how the bulb is glowing. So this was our final topic. So this is the end of our project. Thank you.
working system of kidneys. Kidneys are the organs shaped like kidney beans. The most important job of kidneys is to filter out liquid waste from blood and get rid of it in the form of urine. Kidneys are part of body's urinary system.
Each of our kidneys contain millions of tiny structures called nephrons, and these nephrons act as filterers and continuously work for the functioning of the body. If one of our kidneys do not work, then we can undergo dialysis to remove the liquid waste called urine. So we will now show the practical way.
Today we'll be doing a very fun experiment. We'll start off by taking straws and skewers and cutting them. We'll then insert the skewers into the straws such that they move. We'll also use bottle caps for wheels. We'll use a small bottle for the car. We'll drill holes into the bottle caps. We'll fit one end of the skewer to a bottle cap, insert a straw and fit the other end of the bottle cap. This makes the moving wheels. With the help of a hot glue gun, we will then fix the wheels to the bottle at the base of the bottle. Now in a small piece of tissue paper, we'll add some baking soda. And then fold the tissue paper with the baking soda in it. Now we'll carefully put the baking soda tissue into our bottle. We'll add vinegar to the baking soda for the reaction to happen. Once this happens, we'll quickly close the bottle, and then when it fizzes up, we'll open the bottle and let the car move.
Daniel Thomas, and today I would like to present my science exhibition activity. Real-world mobile bridges sometimes use hydraulic power to assist the lifting mechanism. This project mimics the engineering technique by using a simple hydraulic system made from plastic syringes and tubing. The materials required for this project include cardboard, paper, syringes, wood sticks, straws, tubes, and were attached with the help of gun glue and tape. This bridge works by pushing or giving a force, pressure on syringe A so that the bridge can be lifted. When syringe A is given a force by pushing the plunger, the pressure will push the plunger up on syringe B. This is because the pressure on the fluid will be forwarded in all directions if it is confined in a particular space. This shows that the fluids exert pressure, which results in the lifting of the bridge. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Jamungra and I am from class 8L, and today I am going to demonstrate the phenomena of Tyndall effect. Before I start, we need to know about colloids. A colloid is a heterogeneous mixture whose particles are not as small as a solution. In a colloidal solution, the particles are big enough to scatter light. That is, when a beam of light is passed through a colloid, then the path of the light becomes visible. For example, milk, smoke, ink, blood, etc. Now, let's know what is Tyndall effect. The scattering of light by the colloidal particles is known as Tyndall effect. Tyndall effect can also be observed when a fine beam of light enters a room through a hole. This happens due to scattering of light by the particles of dust and smoke in the air. Tyndall effect is responsible for the blue eye color. Now let's watch a video demonstrating the phenomena of Tyndall effect.
I am shining my laser light through the two glasses of distilled water. To this glass I have already added some sugar and stirred it very nicely so it is dissolved. To this glass I have not added anything. Notice that we do not see a path of light in either of the glasses. But now I will go ahead and add some milk to the second glass. And notice what happens. As we stir the mixture, we can see the path of the light.